Good evening, and welcome to another live stream with me, Edward for Games of Tea, and I'm joined by 5 wonderful friends of mine, and I have remembered to press the unmute button this time, so I could see lovely colours on my thingies here. So yes. Hi, Iman Soupy. Thank you for coming in, and thank you so much, Jeff, for the bits. I do very much appreciate them. So yes, welcome to another live stream with us a lot, with these five wonderful people throwing me off in various different ways and making me lose my train of thoughts, and just generally causing chaos. Actually, it's just one person who really causes chaos to me, but I love them all. They're all wonderful people. But yes, today we're playing some D&D with called the Scarlet Guards. I am so totally off script, I'm going to plow on through. That's usual. At the start of these streams, there are a few announcements which I have to do. One of those is the fact that I am now an affiliate with Fantasy Grounds, so please, if you want to use Fantasy Grounds, please click my affiliate link. If I've actually managed to get this thing right, please click my affiliate link in order to be able to use the link there. For some reason, doesn't want to work. But anyways, please click that, and it doesn't cost you anything, but I will get a tiny little kickback from Fantasy Grounds for the use of that link. So please feel free if you want to do that. Also, Heroforge. You can see various characters dotted around the screen. These have all been made in Heroforge, and so we're very, very, very thankful for Heroforge for allowing us to be able to show off our various different forms of artistic expression. Artistic expression in the on screen, as well as also occasionally appearing underneath me. I think I know why the links are not why the commands are not working. Is because Stream Elements is deciding to have a bit of a problem. So unfortunately, I cannot show off the music that I can. Ed, fix your bloody commands, FFS. It's Stream Elements, not me.
No, yeah.
Stream Elements is being a pain in the arse. It does it sometimes. But anyways, I can't show off the current list of music that is going on right now, but the music has been provided to us by Sirenscape.com, Tabletop.audio.com, Alien Graham, Festlane Studios, and Alexander Nakarada from Serpent Sound Studios. I went Dutch slightly just then. So many thanks to them for being able to providing us with some royalty-free background ambience and music that you can hear going on in the background. Hopefully, if it's a little bit quiet, please do let me know, because I do not know what you can hear over your computer screens or computer screens. Yes, you hear things through computer screens. God, that shows my age. Let's moving on. You can influence the game in various different ways, either by throwing in an insight check, or reroll, inspiration, advantage, and various other things, and also use your channel points to just distract me in any such way, and pull me off in various different routes. But I think that oh yeah, and last but not least, I have a YouTube channel where you can see these guys and also the guys from the Sunday crew throwing me for a loop. Basically, that's the best description I can have. But you can also catch up on all the various different sessions up until this one with these guys on youtube.com/games_and_t, as well as also the Motley Mercenaries, which are the Sunday crew. Talking about, let's go into some character introductions, and while the character introductions are going on, I'm going to try and figure out what the fuck is going on with my legs. So, starting with, I'm going to roll a d6 here. No, that's not how you roll a d6. For a second. There we go. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, that's Lydia. Look on my screen. Start with Lydia, who runs the wonderful character of Shania. Please, could you introduce Shania to us?
Sure, yeah. Janai is, let's start at reformed drunk, and used to be roaming the land looking for any sort of distraction from her problems, and found them in this weird old crew. And we've traveled quite a bit together. She knows how to fight, because she's a fighter. And this little tiefling picked up some religion along the way as well. And, things are going super.
Things are going quite swimmingly. Anyways, following on, moving around in a clockwise direction, because we're going to go clockwise this time instead of anti-clockwise, we have beside her Neil from Immersion Diversion, running the character of Sykes. Please, could you tell a bit more about Sykes for us? And now I've got my legs working all the way as well.
Play Sykes Brillo. He's a ranger rogue, wood elf ranger rogue from the Glowing Forest. He's a farmer, currently searching for his family, along with his friends, and has a little bit of a thing going on in the background with some ghostly figurines. So,
yeah. Still a long way to figure out what that's all about, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Above Sykes, we have. I love him to bits, but he is also my agent of chaos, Jeff from Twitch channel Alhandrin, who runs the wonderful, noble character of Tyfari. Could you tell us a little bit more about him for us, please?
Well, Tyfari is the group's wizard. He is specialized in time magic and messing around with time. He's also been messed with time because he's been stuck in a bubble for 70 years. And, there's a bit of backstory behind him, and every now and then he drops a few hints about it and chooses to not mention those ever again, usually. And every now and then he chooses to share a little bit of his background story. And, there's still a lot of background story to go, so I'm wondering if, where and when we will get to that.
Yeah, me too.
Pages full of stuff here, which I can share. So yeah.
I'm almost sure I know what 2 of those pages are.
Well, they're all of them are good. Some of them.
I'm actually very sure about that. I'm very sure they are all going to be lots of fun. And beside Jeff, we would normally be joined by Sean, who runs our wonderful, dearest, cuddliest, but definitely not naive anymore, character of Farrell. Farrell is a wonderful sweetheart. He is a Furbolg from a Furbolg fort in the Gloaming Forest. Was first very close friends with Sykes, and now has become this crew's, well, I'm not going to say moral compass, but definitely is the most grounded of all of them. Sean, unfortunately, is not feeling too great today, but we do wish him well and hope that he is able to feel better very, very, very soon. Big hugs, buddy. Really, really big hugs.
And lots of cat pigs.
And lots of dog pigs. I prefer dogs. Before we go into dog versus cats discussion, which is not a good idea. We have Ruben, the indomitable Ruben, who plays an even more indomitable character of Atlas. Please, could you tell us a little bit more about it for us?
Atlas is a barbarian, and he's a strongman, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing being a barbarian in the Mage Tower and touching everything.
Mike. Absolutely. And last but not least, we have another indomitable person in the form of Zelma, running an interesting character in the form of Illyria. Could you tell us a little bit more about them for us?
I was working on my backup. Yes, I play as Illyria, a elf failing wizard fighter. Actually, fighter wizard. Hailing from Dyad Shadow. When they first found Lyria, she was lost, confused, and, in a dire place. Now, finding her memories thanks to these 145 folks, albeit with some sidetracks, headaches, and just general insanity. The insane part is mostly on I'm not going to put the blame on the guy. He brings flavor into this campaign. Yes, and now she's hanging around with these fine folk to try to find her family.
Indeed. And hopefully we'll be getting onto that soon within the next few sessions. But I think that concludes our character introductions today, so we're going to dive into the session and to... today's session, brief warning here. Today's session might be a bit heavy. So just a bit of a warning here. It might be a little bit on the heavy side, so just keep yourselves, if you're not feeling happy or anything, please stop watching the session and move on to do something that will bring you back up and bring you into a good place. Look after yourself. So today's session might be a little bit on the heavy side.
And remember to lift from your knees, not from your back.
And to remember lift from your knees, not from your back. Very, very, very bad.
Very heavy.
So, diving into today's session and the recap, our heroes have finally managed to leave the Adar forest where their skyship had crashed following an attack from Sky Terrors and Sky Sharks. Excuse me. They had briefly stopped at Vityan, where Atlas with Farrell performed an amazing feat of strength and musical performance in a local restaurant, earning him quite a fair substantial amount of money. That being said, Vityan is also an extremely opulent place where the lowest coin denominator is silver, not copper. So don't know how much difference it's going to make, but it was still pretty substantial for what Atlas is possibly used to. Moving on and flying from Vityan, their journey was to take them across the Lascaling Gulf towards Chen. However, due to the fact that their skyship was seriously damaged and is barely able to fly, thanks due to the chief engineer's hard work, the ship is flying. They have to stop off at a small island called Sarai Island, in the middle of which there is a tower surrounded by some woodland. This tower was dilapidated, seems to be falling apart, seems to have been attacked, possibly. Who knows? But our six heroes couldn't resist the allure of diving into what is potentially a dangerous place. Who knows? They dived through the went through the little woods, the small woodlands, into the tower and started to explore it. They discovered that the only way up or down in this tower was through a levitation tube, which Janai decided to take charge of and be the first one up and down. They discovered a library, which unfortunately many of the books have been burnt or destroyed beyond repair. They found a laboratory where there was another book which was seemingly undisturbed, as well as also a crystal which I forgot what I called it because I don't have my notes up in front of me. But it was a crystal that gave off a certain amount of heat to be used in the use of the laboratory, as well as also an ink pot, which has not been. Did you? You didn't. What's it called? You didn't identify that one, did you?
Did not look into it.
Did not look into it. Okay, yeah. But there is also a magical import there. Janai, heading up the tower, discovered then also a teleportation rune which Tyfari and Atlas went up and investigated, and Tyfari found out, looked at the massive blue crystal that was suspended above the teleportation circle, realizing that crystal was probably worth about 500 gold pieces, and full of teleportation magic. So yeah, that's a thing. Janai, obviously being the inquisitive self that she was, went further up the tower and discovered a set of chambers belonging to a family. And I think that's as far as you went. You checked all the bedrooms, and you also checked another bedroom, which was significantly more opulent, above this floor. And you did indeed check all the bedrooms. Something which I have been leaving out of this little recap is the fact that this tower has 3 skeletal bodies, one of which was a heavily armed individual holding a shield, sword, and be wearing a brigandine, and two other bodies of a woman and a teenager child-ish. These were all skeletons. These were characters that had obviously died quite a long time ago, and just lying where they fell. Our heroes being the heroes that they were, and Atlas being the barbarian, grubby-handed person that they were, suggested that instead of copying a particular spell that was in this book on the table in the laboratory, just take the book. So Illyria, thinking that's a good idea, picked up the book. At which point, 4 ghosts started to rise from 3 ghosts rose from the bodies that were found, and a 4th one appeared through the wall, all attacking our heroes within the laboratory. Due to a very timely, quick decision by Farrell to declare his shamanistic ritual of banishment, the four ghosts basically ran for it, except one of them. Illyria locked down the only remaining one, and Janai was left with the sad and extremely unhappy duty of putting 2 of these ghosts to rest. So, with that, we are going to jump into the session today.
Real quick,
Yes?
GM, I didn't take down a ghost. I only stunned 2.
Yes, I know. Locked down.
Oh yeah, that's one you meant. Oh, just making sure.
Locked down. Yes, no, you locked down the remaining ghost that didn't run. So, we are still technically in initiative order. However, the 2 ghosts that could only do anything to affect you all, are currently being held at bay by Farrell's shamanistic rituals. So, it's going to be a little bit of a free-from combat here. What are you guys doing? For about a minute. And I will share with you the map that you guys should have.
Not right,
I was
Farrell.
thinking-
We can take him. Let's bring him back.
Oh yeah, I was levitating, wasn't I? Yeah. Lyria is going to go right here. She could see Janae. Okay, Janae. What's your character looking like right now?
Janae is currently fixated on, I think, where the last ghost left, because they were, I think there was some turn undead, and they turned heels.
Yeah. I don't think you would have seen. No, you actually should know, because of where you were, you wouldn't have seen the ghosts leave.
All right. Well, in that case,
They already left before you arrived.
wildly staring around, and basically, like, purely technically, like every round, casting guidance on myself and doing dodge, casting guidance and dodge, just super at alert.
Mhm,
And
sure.
I think in the beginning, she would have still called out to Tyfari.
Or you are currently outside the tower on the ground floor.
And she would have not directly looked at you, but shouted loud enough to hear, "Stand with me, and I'll stand with you." And she knows she can count on basically everyone else, but Tyfari has been showing reluctance about this tower to begin with, so this is a promise of hers. And then, shit, I wrote this down, but now it's too small. She's just chanting. She's chanting over and over again, and it's all infernal. But it's like a low whisper, and the translation would be: "Join me, find your children free. Open your arms, defy your master. Join me, end your slavery. Join me, hear me, follow me." Which to you sounds like "Soholechai Shanto, Ketenta her nodola se, Motoro tune keter der molor sehai."
Oh, my heart.
Mhm.
I feel a little bit demonic today. A little bit.
Hey,
Please take
Lyria.
inspiration. Can I?
Hmm?
Please take inspiration.
Oh, I will.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Nice. Good job.
Tyfari,
Yes.
what are you doing?
So I'm still at a lower floor of this.
Yeah, you're outside, but 1 floor down.
All right.
Like where these guys are, where everybody else is except for Farrell and yourself is basically 10 feet above your head.
All right. Well, I'll climb up as well.
Okay, roll for me an athletics check as you try to climb up the side. You can get advantage for this because Farrell is there and did previously say that he is willing to help you climb up.
That's very good because I need that. 12.
Jeez, even the rolling 13 is still a 12.
Yes. Strength is not a wizard's forte.
I can understand that. If it weren't for the fact that Farrell was also there, that would not have succeeded. But Farrell is there, and I will say that it will takes all your movement in order to get up to the floor where you are.
I'm here. My heart. What's up?
You exercise, Tyfari.
I'll exercise later.
Hey, Illyria.
Yo, what's up?
I hate to see Janae go through this on her own. Can I borrow that bowstring you had that I was using before?
Go ahead. It's in she hands on the bowstring.
Okay.
Make sure you give it back later.
For sure. And then I'm going to, with the bowstring, I'm going to head up too, so 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to go up the tower as far as I can on this turn. As while I'm going up, I'm going to also restring my bow with the lightning string.
I'll say because of the fact this is basically a minute of you guys preparing, etc. You are able to get all the way up to the mage's bed, to the main bedroom here. You're not able to go any further, even though you can see that this tunnel or this levitation tube goes further. You can see the open sky above your head through the hole in the roof, hole in the ceiling, but you're not able to go past that floor.
But I'm in the room with the hole in it.
The hole. Oh, what did I say? The holes are. Yes, you are sort of kind of in the room with the other hole on the side of the tower.
Okay. Assuming you said I can't get to the hole in time, then that'll be my 1 minute or something. And if it takes me a minute to get up there. Otherwise, I'm gonna. I'll
say that you can get to the hole by the time the minute is up.
Okay, so I'm gonna be looking for the ghosts that got pushed out.
That's fine. Then you would be able to see a ghost, a robed almost tiefling-like ghost floating about 10-15 feet away from the tower. They seem to be looking back towards the tower, but are for some reason unable to approach. Tyfari, are you staying where you are?
I'll just move around this area a bit and see if there's anything interesting to find here.
Roll an investigation check. I don't know. I think Farrell will also head up.
So 26.
26. With the 26, you are very, very, very sure that most of what would have been interesting in here has either been recently smashed or has rotted and decayed away to the point of it no longer being able to be done anything with. The recent smashing could be due to the fact that Sykes might have rolled a natural 1 in his own investigation check and smashed all the bottles for last session.
Yeah.
Roll Farrell's thing. Okay, Farrell fails that, so stays where he is, so he'll do that another times. Okay. I'll say that by the end of the minute he's able to. You'll help him up? Okay. Cool. Yep. So he's up.
If anyone else can help me relight my torch, it's dark.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Real quick, GM, can you deactivate levitate for me?
Oh, sure. Thank you for that reminder.
Then, real quick, here is going to activate her innate ability of, this is a separate one, telepathy, and I could do it as many times as I want. She's going to. No, she's not going to talk to anyone. Just. But
It is
she's
about-
going to hold. She's going to hold Spellfire.
Okay, so you'll wait until the last seconds of the turn undead before holding the spell.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to go back into initiative, but Janai, before we do, please could you roll me a persuasion?
Yes, I can.
Don't forget your guidance too.
Oh yeah.
Plus D4?
Guidance was a D4, right?
Yep,
Yes.
that's D4. Max, right, that'll be
There we
22.
go. 22.
Right, thank you. Atlas, are you doing anything? Actually, no. Sorry, we're back into initiative order. Tyfari, you are the top of the initiative.
No, I'll just stand here a bit and keep a frostbite prepared in case the spooky ghosts turn up.
It is now actually the turn of one of the ghosts. The ghost starts coming. It does actually make an appearance. Makes an appearance here, and will continue moving. And moves up to stand in front of Janai.
Can I fire off my firebolt?
If you want to.
Sure.
Definitely hits 19.
Oh wow! Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, when it comes in, I'll also launch my frostbite.
Sure, go for it. 12 fails. Oh, it's a save. Sorry, Constitution save throw. Alright, roll me damage.
He'll take 9 points of frost damage.
Is that cold? That's cold damage, right?
Yes.
You fire off your frostbite against this creature, and this frost just seems to. It can't seem to grasp anything. It just passes right through, and the wall behind just gets coated in ice.
Cheater. Well, at the very least, if it attacks, it'll have disadvantage, so it's something.
True, it's a advantage. The ghost floats through the wall and stands in front of Janai. Doesn't seem to attack.
Which one is this?
This is the armored one, the armored individual.
All right.
You can see that the individual. It is a tiefling, and you can see a representation of the armor and the shield and swords that it had once wielded in life. It's a bit difficult to make out, but it stands in front of you, but doesn't look like it's going to attack. Atlas.
Well, seeing that, I will move up next to Janai and just basically wait to see what she's gonna do and ready an attack in case the the ghost does become hostile.
Farrell up next. What are they going to? I'm running through several different action choices in my head as the kind of thing that he would probably want to do. This sounds weird, but I think this is what would make the most sense to him. At least it makes sense to me anyway. Is he's going to do wild shape. The bonus action. He turns into a wolf. And pads. He pads the other side of Junai. He's going to hold an attack action to see if the ghost does anything hostile. Illyria?
So it's me.
Junai, you are next.
Illyria is going to move back a little bit and will hold. I guess level 1 magic missile.
Okay.
Just in case if the armored ghost would do something shady.
Alright. That's your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Junai. Sykes, you're up next.
Janae looks at the armored ghost, and it is glaringly obvious to her that this is exactly like her family. The father, the mother, 2 children, just a little younger, and they befell so much of a worse fate, even still. And there's just pity in her eyes as she says, "No metuno ethernatos," which translates roughly to "You've earned peace, family." And with that, I'm going to use my 2 scimitars, which up until this point she has not fully understood why one is called patience and the other is called mercy. But she knows now.
That definitely hits. I will say that your attacks are at advantage because the ghost is not resisting.
Good. I'll pick advantage for the next hit. And mercy.
Still hits. Alright.
And for my 3rd hit, I'll select advantage again. And I will action search.
Okay.
And hit again. I hope.
Yeah,
I'll
you
do it.
will. Your next attack. You still get 2 attacks.
Yep.
No, you didn't.
Advantage keeps turning off.
Yeah, it turns off automatically.
Well, that misses.
Unfortunately, that's the one attack that you actually.
I have one left, so let's see what happens.
Okay.
There.
How do you want to do this?
I've already said my piece, and it's you've all seen Janai be violent, and you've seen her be pissed off, and you've seen her strike in anger. But these are precision strikes, and scimitar is a slicing weapon, not a stabbing weapon. But the slices are meticulous, and they're continuously in the same spot, and the gash deepens and deepens as she wears away the servitude and the slavery and the she's ready to free this meticulously. So slice after slice, she wears this person down.
As this ghost expires, you actually hear the sort of. It's almost like a relieved sigh as a load or something heavy has been lifted from the shoulders of whoever this individual was. And there is just a simple thank you, which only you were able to hear due to your infernal nature. That is in your language. That's your turn?
That will be my full turn, yes.
Sykes?
Alright.
Looking out, you can see you can see you can see one of the ghosts that is more of a robed, sort of almost robed-like form to them, is slowly turning back and moving towards the moving towards the tower.
How far are they away from me? With me at the top of the tower?
They're about 50 feet out from the tower, and you are 20. You're 20 feet above them, so do the math on 20 feet time, 20 feet by 15 feet angle. They're about 15. They're about 15 feet out from the tower.
Why
Okay.
Pythagoras was important once.
Yeah.
They're technically 20 feet away. Then.
Yeah, they're probably about 20 feet away, to be honest.
I was kind of bonus actioning, but question. So we're in same initiative but new session. Would I get my thing from the start of the round if I go before an enemy? I would get advantage on my attacks.
No, this is a continuing combat.
Okay.
So you wouldn't
Just
be able to get that.
Sure.
However, your ability is, remind me again.
It's called let me go to abilities. It's natural explorer. It's grants you the following benefits. You ignore difficult terrain, you have advantage on initiative, and your first turn during combat you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not yet acted.
Okay,
so
right. No, so you
yeah,
would not
I was
get
wondering
that.
if it's new.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Of course. Thank you for asking.
In which case, I cast Hunter's Mark as a orangish blackish mix, covers my eyes and makes the ghost's eyes also get that filmy substance across its eyes. And I just say, I'm sorry. I hate to see my friend hurt anymore, and I'm going to shoot two lightning arrows at it. Oh, that hits. Okay.
Definitely hits. Please roll your damage in the chat box, not onto the character, because you need to apply the lightning as a different thing.
Okay. Also, I need lightning is separate from my bow.
It adds lightning damage to it. It's not I believe.
I've got longbow 1d8 plus 4 lightning.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, just roll your.
Okay.
Roll your attack.
But I have to add the
damage.
Hunter's Mark quick. Hunter's Mark. Okay. Wait, why didn't?
Oh, it's resisted due to.
I guess technically it's not magic.
It actually has resistance to. It actually has resistance to lightning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you find you can
sense.
see the lightning damage that this bow that the arrow seems to absorb from the string doesn't really dissipate too well within the ghost.
Okay. No worries. Second shot.
Definitely. Don't think you meant to use your dagger Tancred, but doesn't matter.
Oh.
A 21 would still hit because you have, or a 20 would still hit. So don't worry.
Gotcha. I thought it. Yeah.
Right.
Oh well. Oops. Yeah.
It's these bolts.
And that's all I can really do. And then I just kind of. I said, I can't do much since I wasn't able to take it down. I know it's gonna go through, but I don't really want to get in Janae's way either. I just kind of wanted to help out a little bit, so I don't move at all.
Okay.
And then my turn.
The ghost does make an appearance. It appears through the wall, seeing you all sort of lined up in front of it. It stops for a moment, and you all hear the same language that Shania was just chanting. Except I don't think any of you speak Infernal except Shania.
No.
Please correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Not even Tyfari?
Sorry?
Do you speak Infernal?
Yeah. Sorry, my connection was breaking up a bit.
Okay.
Let me check. I don't think I do, but you never know. No, I do not.
Shania, you'd be the only one who understood it. As this road adult stands in front of you, it's difficult to make out what they're saying, but you hear the words of this servitude. It's not what our master wanted. This was not their fault. Thank you for putting us to rest. And it moves to stand in front of you. I will move out of initiative now, and let you guys decide how this ghost is later.
I believe would come up to here and says a prayer to Nyan to judge the souls that were trapped to give a fair trial. All in common. Not sure if the ghost could understand, but she gives a good prayer to Nyan to judge these the souls that were trapped in the tower to give a fair trial.
Atlas, yeah, carry on.
I'll
Carry
give
on.
a look to Tyfari. And in common now, before I do anything with this ghostly form in front of me, I'll tell him. She said, "His master, their master didn't do this."
Yeah. I told everyone about the symbol, right?
Well, you sort of said it looked familiar, and then I sort of I made a mental note to ask you about it later, but there was some sort of hand on shoulder, intense eye contact going on.
Yeah, you weren't here, and I didn't want to play your character.
Yeah, no, fair. I will just tell everyone that it's a good idea to put them to rest, and I will explain later. I have a little storytelling to do.
All right. And with that, carry on. Sorry, please.
I do want to turn to the ghostly lady and ask her, do you know who did this?
One who was enemy to our master. First laid upon us, we would never rest while our master lived.
Your master lives.
I am not resting.
You will soon. And so will your master. And with that, I think I'll start the process of wearing away that soul as well.
There is the same exhalation of relief and just happy to be gone. You only hear the words of thank you. As the ghost fades from. You are left in an empty chamber.
Once status says done, Illyria comes up to Janae and offers a hug.
Yeah, I'll accept the hug. One hand in Farrell's fur.
Farrell
And the other around
is
Illyria's shoulders.
Farrell is pressing up against you.
Good doggy.
Yeah, he sees the pain.
Janae,
I'll send
I don't
Kitsune in to also give cuddles.
Oh, we're doing the whole supportive thing.
Janae, I know we have our differences sometimes, but do you know where their well, we only know one body. I assume there are more. It would be best if we give them a proper.
I agree.
They'll finally put them to rest officially, instead of leaving their bodies continuing to decay for time in nature. Let's give them
Yes.
a rest.
Yes. Then she looks upstairs and she says, There's a sheet over a child. I couldn't find the other. The mother's there as well.
We'll find the bodies. Once we bury him, I'll offer my prayers to Nyan to give him a fair and honest trial. They were, from what you said to Tyfari, they weren't meant to be like this.
Nobody.
Whoever
is.
made them like this shall be our enemy, and does not hold to ideals towards humans.
Then I
Deserve
hope
that.
you're ready for a holy war. This was done by a mage's enemy.
Well, yeah, we do have a fair. Well, let's find the bodies and give them fair. I'll help you with it. It's not my first time I had to bury folks.
I'll look over towards Sykes, knowing he knows about the grounds and terrain. And
I'd actually be still on the top floor.
oh yeah, well, I'll look up.
Sykes has just been after him with his attempt at helping. He would have just sat on the broken buildings like opening and just kind of sat there watching out to the forest and the sky. Just kind of. He doesn't have any tobacco on him, or he'd be smoking it. So
Absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. Just roll while you were there. Roll me a perception check.
me, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Natural 20,
That's 20.
Damn.
26.
nice. Wanted you to see.
With the sunlight, it's not sun anymore right now. With the moonlight cast by the lambent lady beaming down upon this open area around the tower, the world is crystal clear to you. And as you look out, you look down, between the tower and the woodland ground, you see another body. Difficult to make out in the long run, but the way the grass seems to sort of part around the body there, you see it quite clearly from your position.
Okay.
You can also make out that the body is also small.
I'm just kind of hanging out up here until either someone comes up to me or someone comes up to the bodies, because I'm assuming I saw a couple of bodies up here while I ran past to get to the
you...
Or was that a far below?
Did you go? Would you have gone directly up as far as possible?
Yeah.
Okay. You would have glanced in, and you would have spotted a bed sheet.
Okay. I guess in that case, yeah, I'll just wait until someone comes up to find me.
Okay.
I think in
Let's
time
sit there
I'll
and take a-
crouch down to Farrell and I'll ask him to go and find a good spot to bury them with Sykes. So can you get Sykes?
Say that Farrell releases his wild shape and heads and yeah.
No, I wanted a flying puppy.
You wanted the flying puppy? Sure, okay. We'll have a flying puppy. There's a Sykes. Farrell nuzzles your hand, and then looks around.
I gave him a scritch between the ears.
No. Sorry, Janai's hand.
Oh, sorry.
My hand.
Yeah, Janai's hand, and then looks around. He then starts trotting over. He looks around, doesn't see Sykes, and then starts trotting over to the levitation tunnel and starts levitating up through the side of the tower. Eventually, though, Sykes, you are nudged by a slightly damp nose. Snout.
A slightly reddish fur, maybe?
With very red fur.
Okay, definitely feral then. I gave him a scritch behind the ears. It's kind of like a scritching, under the neck a little. What's up, feral?
He turns around, or points with his muzzle towards the levitation tube.
Yeah.
Which I wanted to call it staircase, but it's not a staircase.
All right, I'll come along. I point out the feral out there. There's another small body out in the yard.
Seems to look at you.
Let's go tell Janae and them. And then we'll head down.
You all gather in the laboratory. Sykes lets you know that from his vantage point where he was in the main bedroom, there is also another smaller body outside in the grasses between the tower and woodland area.
Do we have time to dig some graves before we gotta be back by sunlight?
We could stay up a bit more longer.
I think we should make it back in time.
Yeah, we could make it back in time. Tyfari. Since you're the most investigative person that I know, can you look for anything in terms of clues about whose tower this might be? If you can.
Sure. Is anyone not busy and wanting to hop along for the ride?
I would like to, unless you all need me to dig some graves.
No, go ahead. Just try not to move too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's plenty of things to be learned here still.
I definitely do not want to be moving in a place like this, so yeah, it's fine. I'll manage.
You don't have to, Tyfari, if you don't feel... And she just sort of drifts that sentence off into nothing.
Nah, it's fine. I've got the jolly red giant here with me, so he even looks like a certain holiday person. Comes around December. Sorry.
I'm actually hoping you're referring to Atlas there, because Farrell is not Farrell right now. He's still a dog. Wolf.
Yeah, but Atlas is also kind of gigantic, so
Also kind of red.
Massive.
Yeah.
slightly less giant than Farrell, maybe. And Farrell is a jolly green giant, so.
Where do you want to look?
Everywhere except the laboratory.
Everywhere except the laboratory. All right.
I've already investigated the laboratory.
Yeah,
so
no, of course.
Not really the point in investigating the laboratory again.
All right, you just using this levitation lift. That's the word, levitation lift. That's what we're going to call it.
Levitation?
It's called sorry, what?
The lift of levitation.
You discover that there is the main bedroom, almost at the very top. You seem every time you get to that floor and you want to go further, you seem not to be able to. There seems to be something that is blocking you from going further. You find the quarters, I should say, where Janai had left a sheet covering one of the bodies and another body and the road body. You find the teleportation circle, which you previously discovered, the laboratory, the living room / library where you all first entered, and then you also discover the basement storage, which is below that and also below ground.
All right, because it always makes sense to work from your from up to down. I'll start in the basement.
Start in the basement. All right. Roll me an investigation check with advantage because Atlas is here. This is more to do with how long it takes you rather than whether you finding stuff or not.
18.
All right.
All right. You start at the basement and work your way up as far as you can. You're a knowledgeable individual, and being a nobleman, you're aware of the different types of rooms available to someone. There is the room under the underground, which would be the basement storage. This storage area looks as though it's just been completely wrecked. It's just been swept clean. There's nothing of value here that you would be able to find. There is the living room / library, which you have also experienced, and it's just a mess of burnt books and destroyed furniture, and as well as also the body of the tiefling, the armored individual. There's a laboratory, the teleport circle room, and then what you can only assume to be the servants' quarters, where those who would have served the individual of this tower would have lived. And also, being a discerning individual, you recognize quality when you see it. You recognize that the furniture and the living areas of this space is actually quite well apportioned. The furniture here is very well designed. It's very neat and tidy, and is also of a quality that shows it wouldn't fall apart very easily. Do you investigate? This area also has 3 rooms. Do you investigate all the 3 rooms, or do you just leave them be?
No, I'll investigate them as well.
You'll investigate them. Okay.
I want to do a thorough search and really see if I can find any.
You are going through it. Okay. Right. Then I'll read from my notes because that will be easier than me trying to improv stuff which I've already written. The first of the rooms is the largest of the rooms and holds a double bed. You can see that the bed sheets are actually fully tucked in and ready for a night's sleep. In one corner of the room, you see a set of shelves which contain books, Most of these are written in Infernal, but you do also see one or two books that talk about the basics of conjuration. And in the other beside that, you see a what can only be described as what's it called? A horse for a suit of armor, where a suit of armor would have been hung up.
Oh yeah, I got you.
The other two rooms are a lot smaller than these. One of them has a massive hole in the wall, which seems to spread from this room up above your head. Both these rooms contain very small beds. The first of these, the one with the massive hole in the wall, also appears to have what appears to be a practice. Excuse me. A practice sword and shield, as well as also a relatively, actually quite small set of armor, significantly smaller than the size of the ghosts that you were previously fighting. And the second smaller room also has a single bed. There is a small desk and a chair, both of which look very, very neat and tidy. And above the desk is a small shelf, which contains a number of books. 3 of which appear to be in Infernal, and one of them is written in Elvish. Do you understand Elvish?
Yes, I speak Elvish.
You speak Elvish. Okay. Okay, so both of you recognize the language and are able to discern that this is a book on divination, and the qualities and the attributes for which it can be divination magics can be applied. And as do you pick it up and have a look at it?
Yes, absolutely.
Or ghosts.
It's magic, so.
All right, you pick it up and you start thumbing. You pick it up, you start thumbing through it, and you realize very quickly this is a starter primer for a student in the study of magic. It starts talking about the basics of divination, the various different forms of divining magics, and the various chemical compounds and what's the word? My brain can't find the word at the present moment. But devices that allow one to divine anything, basically. This is a starter primer, and very clearly designed as somebody who is beginning to learn the arts of magic.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take the book, and I'll take the 3 books in Infernal.
Okay.
With me.
Sure. All right. The final room is is what you would know to be the master bedroom. This would be the area that the owner of this tower would have lived and slept. It's quite an open space, with the most obvious parts of the room being a large 4-poster bed. Excuse me, my throat is starting to dry up now. It's a large 4-poster bed with some chests and a wardrobe, dotting the surrounds of the room, and what looks to be a very threadbare rug in the middle of it that is beginning to fall apart. But the rug is very clearly of quality. In fact, all the furniture in this room is of quality. It's significant to the rug has been moved. Yes, it has. And it's very clear that the person that lived in this room was either somebody of great prestige or had money. The gold leaf on the bed is a good indication of that. Unfortunately, you're not able to find the name of any person here, but it is very clear to you that this is a mage's tower, and also very clear to you that the mage of this tower looked after their servants, and made them feel part of the family.
Okay. Well,
seem to make them feel part of a family.
Disturb anything in the master bedroom then, because from your description, it's really looking like the rugs tied the room together. So I'll continue on.
All right. You tried to go further. Oh dear, excuse me. You tried to go further and up the levitation lift, but you are unable to go beyond the height of the ceiling above you. Even though you look up and you're able to see that it's clearly a room above your head, and there's the open sky of the broken roof above your head as well. But you don't seem to be able to go much further.
We can try to go through the outside, through that hole in the wall.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea, because it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to move in from inside. So.
Unless you've got a spell for that. But yeah, sure. I'll try and climb and see if I can enter that way.
Okay. Sure. Roll me an athletics check. Are you doing this freeform?
Sure.
We can. I have a grappling hook on me. I mean, this is reusing an old tactic, but we can try launching the grappling hook if you have a piece of rope on you.
I should. Yes.
Yes.
Before we get on to that, excuse me. Where are you going to be climbing from?
From the room with the hole.
Okay. Just so you're aware, the hole in the wall is ahead of you,
Mm-hmm.
and the hole in the roof would basically be opposite that. So you would have to climb up and around and above.
Okay, so it's not like there's a hole, and from that I can reach the next level.
No, there isn't. There's the hole. There's a hole in the wall, and then you have to basically climb up and around the tower in order to get in through the roof. I mean, I'm not saying
Let's
don't.
go with the grappling hook idea. Shoot that right up.
Okay, we'll get onto that in a
It's not
moment.
rotten enough, we can even launch it through the floor.
We'll get onto that in a moment. What are the rest of you doing while this investigation of tower is taking place?
I think I'd be helping
Illyria.
trying to find a spot for the bodies, like a decent spot to bury them.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Illyria?
Illyria is with Shanae, and she looks at her. And says, well, once they find the graves, while Tyfari is doing investigative work, and Sykes and Farrell are trying to find proper burial places, let's look for items that, well, go along with the graves.
What do you mean?
Well, from what I saw, there were children, I think. So we look for anything like a child's toy, anything representing them, and placing it at the grave, decorating it a little bit instead of leaving it bare.
You want to leave grave markers?
Not grave markers to be exact, but decorations. Okay.
Can we put them inside instead of on top? I feel like people shouldn't disturb these graves, and if they knew where they were, they might. Curious people have done worse things for less.
Yeah, grave robbing. Did arrest a few folk in my time with grave robbing. Well, no one comes around here most of the time. They were the first ones here since forever. I guess we could make our own grave markers.
Something subtle.
Mm-hmm. And then once we do that, I'll do my prayer for Nyan to judge and fear.
What do
Eh,
you mean with judge?
I worship. Let me look at my notes. It's been a hot minute since I looked at Nyan.
Mm-hmm.
I worship Nyan, goddess of justice. And once a mortal being is laid to rest by natural murder, anything of the sort, they shall be judged fairly with a trial. I did not say anything a couple days back, but when I prayed with Nyan, or to Nyan, I should say, when Kamala, well, I made a promise with Tieflings, bringing them a place where they feel belonged. And to me, I broke that promise to Kamala. I was in the courtroom with Nyan, and let's just say I'm doing my rights to the law by guiding you five to your own righteous paths, while I seek my own judgment. And these fine folks, they weren't given the judgment they should have gotten, because they were kept here. All souls are meant to be judged to go wherever place they go. Nyan does not discriminate, nor she shall. Well, best word for it, never discriminate with a person but the soul itself. What you have done, what's your karma, and all that. I followed Nyan pretty much all my life.
You do what you see fit. I don't know what these
Mhm.
people would have wanted. Looking at their things, I don't believe they followed any god. If anything, I believe they might have one or two things to say about people who follow the gods. They seemed loyal to their master.
In a way, I followed Nyan, and it's simply it's justly. These people weren't given the right trial because they were here. Because of those people. And once we find those that commit hideous deeds, they will be judged for their sins.
Illyria, what if the people doing bad things are religious like you? Will there be same judgment then?
They follow a different god. No matter what right or wrong they did, they still be judged. Well, Nyan is what you call a minor god. She's nothing major. Only those that worship her are, well, judges. People that want to follow simply of justice. And every soul that comes through her courts shall be judged.
It is incredible how much you remember and how much this is returned to you. When we met you, there was not a shred of religion in you. It is interesting to hear
God.
you talk. I cannot subscribe to the same ideals. Your path is not my path. But
That is
I'm glad we walk
true.
together nonetheless.
Yes, that is true. You are on your own. I cannot bend it nor influence you in some way. I'm merely giving you a guide. A guide to your own justice. Like how I'm doing to mine. I'm righting my wrongs with Kamala. By making you guys follow your own paths. Whether it may be right or wrong, whether it may be right or wrong, but I'm always trying my best. Like how I failed my older brother. Let's just say I failed to know signs. And I couldn't bring him back to the path he was supposed to take. Said he took a very dark path.
I'll take your hand and ask you, let us speak of this another time. First, let us give a child what they loved most in this world and bring it to their grave. And with that, I'll start leading you back to where the bedrooms were to try and find something that is not a sword, not a shield, but something that seems well worn and well loved, a stuffed animal or a little blanket or anything that looks like it's been cuddled to death.
Absolutely, it doesn't take you long. You are able to find. You find this stuffed animal that looks like it would be the representation of maybe a camel or a llama. Except it's not like an actual stuffed llama with 4 legs and where it is. It looks like the picture of a llama has just been squashed. But it just has like 4
2D animal. Yes.
A 2D. It's basically a 2D animal with four stubby little legs underneath it and a slightly sausage body with a slightly almost weird bent neck. But it is very it's very very threadbare and like. I could go and grab my own badge and show you. It's like this. You can see that the fur. You can see that the fur the fake fur that was on it is very sort of very worn by time. This is very clearly loved stuffed animal. That was in the room with the more warrior-like of the children. And in the other room, you don't see any more books anymore. They've been taken because Tyfari took them. But you don't seem to find anything that is loved the same way that this was. You do, however, find in one of the desks, in the desk drawer of the study table, a quill and a bottle of ink. This quill is very, very worn. You can see that where it would have, where the feathers of the quill were, the nib has been worn down dramatically to the point that there's barely any actual quill left. And you can also see that the ink pot, while what remained in it was quite dry, was also extremely low.
I'll take that too. Yeah. I'm still holding Illyria's hand, and I'll show her and say, "Mama used to say it is mightier than the sword."
I think my mother would have said the exact same. I gotta look at her name real quick. Shit, I gotta look at my notes. God damn it!
No worries. It takes you a while, obviously, because digging graves is a long and laborious process. But you are able to find a very suitable spot. Where would you place them? Curiosity. This area is an open field, based with the tower in the center, and then surrounded by woodland.
What would you have found, Sykes?
You also say that it was kind of by the edge, like kind of by the edge where the water is. The tower was.
No, it's a little bit more inland.
Okay.
The island itself, though, is not very big. It took you maybe half an hour to get here from where the ship is, and the ship is also pretty close to the water's edge anyway.
So I'm thinking. So knowing Janae wasn't a fan of probably the tower itself because of the mage's tower thing or whatever.
Mhm.
I would have probably tried to find a spot away from the open area because it almost feels like all of that is owned by the mage.
Okay.
So probably somewhere on the edge of the forest, kind of by the water overlooking the ocean.
Sure.
So the graves have a nice looking spot, if you know what I mean. Kind of like a
Absolutely.
good sightseeing area.
Good for you.
Yeah. It's a lovely spot. It looks out onto an open ocean, and the water is just gently lapping against the shore. You're still a little bit away, from the beach itself, but it's a lovely spot. Going back to the tower, Tyfari and Atlas,
Yes,
tell me, what are you doing?
I am attaching a rope to a grappling hook and then giving it to Tyfari to shoot it up.
Tyfari, what are you doing?
Well, in a slightly very expected move, I will cast the catapult spell on the hook itself. So I will launch the hook in an angle and
Okay.
see if try at least to shoot it through both holes to go to the upper floor. But if not, then I'll do my best to at least hit something.
You're planning to shoot. You're planning to shoot the grapple through the levitation hole.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right. Let's give that a go. Roll for me, please. Roll for me a dexterity check. Using you. Sorry. Let me have a think about this.
An intelligence check to see how smart I plan my move.
Well, you're a wizard, and you're using a spell in this regards. Oh yeah, you can do that. I'll give you that one. You can roll an intelligence check with your proficiency modifier.
It will be plus. I forgot to add the +3, so it will be a 22.
22. Perfect. Your aim's good. Your aim's really good. And you fire the catapult. It's not a catapult. You fire the grapple hook, and your aim is absolutely true. It sails up and seems to smash through something in that hole. And the speed of the speed of the grapple is significantly reduced as it seems to smash through something. You don't see what it is, but you've definitely hit something that was in the way. And you watch the grapple hook. You watch the grapple go a little bit further, and then sort of kind of stop and start to fall beyond your sight. It doesn't look as though the grapple has made it all the way through both holes and out.
I'd like to test to see if it's secured.
It's secure. And
Alright.
And do you pull down?
Gently.
You pull gently, and you can feel the rope move until you see it catch, and it seems to catch on something in the middle of that space, and you can see the grapple, and you can see the rope tying it to the grapple, except it seems to now be kind of floating in the middle of the space.
All right. Well,
But it's attached to something
that can be broken. I want to try and climb and see if I can.
All right.
If I can pass through there.
You
or if
climb
I have
up.
to break it.
You climb up, and you bump your head against something.
Mm-hmm. Ow. Well, I will try to feel around for where the edges of this are.
You feel around, and what probably was not obvious to you at first, but as you feel around, there's very clearly a trapdoor here that the grapple has punched its way through. So you can fit your hand in through because the grapple has made a massive hole. So you can fit your hand in through and see your hand sort of. It's weird because you can feel the restriction around your arm, but you can also see your hand as well, and you also don't see anything there. It's really weird. Hi, Distal's Place. It's really weird, but yeah, there is clearly a trap door there, and it's invisible apparently.
All right. Yeah. So after a few minutes of utter confusion, Atlas secures the rope between his 2 feet and puts his arm around the rope and starts pulling at this trapdoor, trying to break it off.
So, just so I'm very clear in my head about what you're doing, are you doing this suspended in the levitation lift?
Yes.
Oh, I love it! I love it! Please roll me a strength check as you do this.
Yep. I'm trying to break something, so I can be an awesome barbarian with that.
No.
Or not.
13. Not great. Not great at all. No, you begin to pull, and you're pulling, but nothing's breaking. And Tyfari, you're watching Atlas basically sort of kind of jumping up and down in the middle of the levitation lift, trying to pull on this rope.
Jeez.
Yeah, I just think he's doing a great job, and I will let him continue.
Okay, cool. Tell me, Atlas, what are you doing?
Well, Atlas is starting to get a bit mad, so he's actually gonna punch it. Maybe that's gonna do more.
All right, sure.
Yep.
Go for it. Roll me an attack. Are you raging?
You know what? Sure.
All right, you get mad.
Yes.
You get properly mad.
This is not how that was supposed to go. I'm supposed to be strong and good at these kinds of things. So there, I will recklessly
19.
attack a trapdoor.
Roll me your damage, please.
Nine damage.
You punch up, and you definitely hit something. You absolutely hear something. You also hear a very loud crack, as you've broken something. The grapple is still there,
His fingers.
and you feel around again, and the trapdoor is still very much closed. But you can feel the break. You can feel the break that you've made. Maybe one or two more strikes will do it, but
Yep, I will.
you're gonna go.
Yes, that sounds like a plan that's actually gonna work. So
Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I'm loving this.
Does a 15 hit the door?
15 definitely does still hit the door. Yes,
Double door.
it's an invisible
That's
trapdoor.
Another 8.
Yep. Well, you crack again with the other fist, and the other hand comes up, and there's an audible crunch as you punch through a board. You feel around again, and there's now a very sizable hole beside where the grapple is, and the cracked board. You are very sure that if you gave this one more powerful punch, you'll go through the trapdoor.
Absolutely what I'm gonna do.
23 absolutely hits. Technically, these would be a disadvantage, but it's a freaking door. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I will attack them recklessly. Then that's fine.
It's-
The door gets
well, no,
advantage on me.
Even with Reckless, it would still be just a straight roll. But it doesn't really matter. It's a door, so and you know where it is. It's fine. Crunch, crash! The door breaks into pieces and pieces of splintered wood. And now, for some reason, that has broken the visibility on it, and the door immediately becomes become visible to you. And there's a big hole in the center of the doorway in front of you. Problem with that, though, is the thing that was holding you up is suddenly now released, and you start falling. You start plummeting. You're still in the levitation lift, but you're plummeting right now.
Yep, let me make an intelligence saving throw to see how quickly Atlas thinks. Not 5. No, he's not gonna realize very quickly that he needs to think about floating. Yep.
Okay. All right. I need to do some calculations here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Try and grab him.
Were you standing anywhere near him?
Oh, I was the one launching the.
Yeah,
True, you would have had to stand nearby in order to get the angle. Sure. You can roll me an athletics check.
Acrobatics, you said?
I said athletics.
Uh-huh. So 12.
Unfortunately, no. You're not quite fast enough. You realize what's happening, and you go to try and grab it, except Atlas just punches through. There's this moment of no, and Atlas just goes straight past you. Your hand grabs nothing as you plummet down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60 feet to the basement, right at the bottom. You are raging, so this will be half damage, but you will take. And really, only 19. Oh, you lucky son! 19 points of force damage reduced by half because you are still raging right now.
Mm-hmm. So
and
would
there
it
is
be 10 or 11?
You round down, so it'll be 10.
10.
So there is this audible crunch as you land heavily on the levitation sigil at the bottom here.
Perfect.
And that's probably when Atlas is thinking about, oh shit, that was very far up, and he starts floating up.
He starts floating up. Yes, he starts immediately floating up. I think at this point we'll take a moment just to take a break here, because my throat is beginning to get parched, and I need to get myself some juice to try and relieve that. It's also about time for a break, so we're going to take a quick break here for about 10 to 15 minutes while we get ourselves hydrated and comfortable and ready to keep going with what possibly might end up being a continually heavy session. But please don't go away. If you are already comfortable, stick around because there'll be some smooth jazz going on in the background. If you're not feeling comfortable, do the thing that makes you comfortable. If that means getting up, stretching, moving around, getting some food, getting water, do the thing that makes you feel comfortable to enjoy the rest of the stream. Either way, so we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. See you shortly. Good evening. Welcome back. Do not worry. You can obviously see that we are missing a Jeff right now, but I think that's because he has to take care of little mini Jeff and has to deal with that right now. So don't worry, he'll be coming back. You just have to hold on for a moment. But yes, welcome back. I hope you're all sitting comfortably with these 5 wonderful people throwing me off my loop and my sentence structure and everything basically. But they're all wonderful. I love them as well, and we're also making good stories. So hey, we've got a Jeff.
There's Chef.
Our 5 heroes. Well, we had a Jeff, but now he's gone again. Our 5 heroes are currently exploring a mage's tower on the on Sorai Island, where they have fought off, or rather put to rest, 4 ghosts, or 4 ghosts of tieflings, buried said tiefling's body and putting them properly to rest, and explored the tower into almost its fullest, taking almost everything except for one room, which the door to which was smashed open quite dramatically by a wonderful strong man in the form of Atlas, who is not the brightest.
Stupid.
He's not the brightest button in the basket. No, this is true, and didn't realise that smashing through the door that he was basically holding onto with a grappling hook and rope and a rope. Well, he learnt the consequences of said action by taking.
Badly could also just have levitated.
He could have also levitated as well, but forgot he had to do that. So yes, but the door is smashed open. There is a large gaping hole in a now visible door because you destroyed the door. So there's now a visible hole, and the door is still currently locked. There's just a big hole in it now.
Yeah. I will float slowly upwards, all the way from the basement.
Absolutely. Tyfari, are you going to wait for Atlas to go up through the hole that he's now created, or are you going to jump in ahead of him?
I'll jump in ahead of him.
You're jumping ahead of him, of course you will. I suppose I shouldn't really have asked you that one because that seems like the Tyfari thing to do.
Yes.
You head up. I'm just trying to get the correct music here. I think this will be fun. You head up into an open room. It's ready. Apart from the massive hole that's in the roof of the arched roof of this space, you can actually see that there is actually another hole in the roof as well. Except this one is a strip, just a big long strip, and directly facing this clearly carved hole in this roof is this massive metal structure. It seems to be formed of gears and tubes and cogs and all sorts of things, and it seems to be sort of slanted upwards, with the largest of these tubes pointing out towards this space in the roof. You can also see that at various lengths along this tube are what appear to be small round pieces of glass. Some of them appear to be slotted into the tube, and others appear to be sort of like held outwards on small rails. This thing dominates the room. There's barely any other space to move around except for this thing. But you also see a table situated very, very close to the to this metal structure, very close to a small opening. And on this table, you can see another book. Basically, there's another book there.
All right. First off, so there's no one, same as basically the rest of the tower. It's devoid of life.
It is devoid of life, yeah.
Right. Then first I will walk up to the table and read the book.
Mm-hmm. The book is closed. There is no title on this cover, and does not appear to be listed in any way, but it's very clearly a book. And as you open it up, you read Elvish, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Alright. This is written in Elvish, and it seems to contain the very scribblings about the nature of divination magic, and how these magics must be connected to the moons, 4 moons of Malintar. Do you read through, or do you just scan?
For now, I will just quickly scan it because we have other stuff to do. Basically,
that is at a quick sort of scan through. This appears to be the notes of the mage. The handwriting is the same all the way through. There doesn't appear to be any name associated with the owner of this book, but very clearly was the. You're intelligent enough to figure out that this is probably the notes of the mage of this tower. And they seem to be.
It was about divination magic.
Yeah.
With notes of it, and there was something. What were you saying about?
It was how the nature of divination magic. What is the nature of divination magic, and how that seems to be connected with the moons of Malintar.
All right. Well, that's the book. Then for now, I will get to investigating it more thoroughly later. For now, I would like to investigate the room more and see if I can somehow grasp the meaning of the machine.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Or maybe lack of a better word.
Bless you, Lydia.
Damn. Okay, I'm re-rolling that.
Sure, okay.
Thanks.
That's better. 21.
That's much better. Yeah, using your preternatural abilities of time to manipulate and get a feel for this sense. It's almost like you start seeing ghost echoes of you can vaguely see a dragonborn. He sort of starts moving around the room and starts to operate this structure, and he starts to keep putting his eye towards the smallest opening of this metal device. This is a telescope, and it's very much of an arcane nature. You can clearly see that there are spells and runes engraved along the sides of this telescope in order to be able to enhance one's vision. And do you look through?
Yes.
When you look through, of course you look through. Stupid question. When you look through, you can see 2 moons. You see the big white orb that is the Lambent Lady, and you also see the blue moon of Malintar. Let me just get the name of that because I have forgotten it. But you also see the blue moon of Malintar, both of which are not silhouetted, both of which are shining extremely brightly in your eye. It's almost blinding. But you also see detail. Like the Lambent Lady is just covered in craters. Quite weird. It's extremely pockmarked all over the place. But the blue moon, give me a moment while I quickly find my my article on that. The blue moon, which is the Azurnine, known as the Azurnine, appears to be this perfect round blue orb. But as you continue to observe this blue moon, there it starts to sort of gently undulate. Almost like it was formed of water. Do you play around with this telescope, or do you just leave it as is?
I would like to finish typing my notes on it, and then I would like to... That was just me buying time.
Of course.
And then I would like to definitely look more, see what I can...
All right. Roll me an investigation check as you begin to start to move little dials and start to fiddle with small cogs on the side of this contraption. 23. Really nice. Okay. You begin to sort of put down a small glass, and the moon suddenly gets very far away and really indistinct and really blurry. But you pull that out and you get back to where it was, and you put down another one, and suddenly your view seems to shift slightly as the whole image just seems to twist in another way, and suddenly you're looking at a red moon. You know the name of this moon to be Ymir, Imyr, and it's a little bit deformed, and that's it. That's all you can really tell. You can just see the shape of it. It's slightly deformed, squashed red moon, just in the space by itself. Nothing else. It's just there.
What? I'll continue playing.
You continue playing with it. All right.
With the settings. Yeah.
You keep tinkering around with.
I feel like an IT employee now.
You keep piddling around and poking and twisting and turning and seeing what glass goes where and what happens, and eventually your view is twisted and pulled again, and you are looking at a very squashed, almost rotten lime shape of green moon. This is Ulthar. This is the fourth moon of Malintar, and is the rarest, least seen moon of the space. And it glows with this really sickly, horrible green light. And like Ymir, this moon is also by itself. There's no light around it. It's just the moon itself. But the light begins to glow brighter and brighter and brighter. And then there's this pulse. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Save wisdom. Yes, here we go. That's a 7. Give me a few seconds to think if I want to roll that. I think I had 2 uses left.
I think you do. You
Yeah,
haven't used it yet.
No. Oh yeah, I have 2 uses left. Chrono Shift, so I'll re-roll that one. I will again tinker around with time and turn it into another 10. Great.
You will take.
Can I then? Sorry.
You will take 18 points of necrotic damage.
Whoa!
As this.
It's not
as
almost
this,
half my HP or
As the
anything.
moon fucks me.
as this green pulse of energy seems to travel down towards you and get amplified through this telescope towards you, and you get this pain in your head as you get hit by this energy. Yeah, sorry, the DC was 15.
Oh, jeez.
What damage was it?
That was necrotic, and you are not there.
I'm just asking that.
It was necrotic.
Necrotic damage from a moon. That's pretty interesting. Alright. Well, after having a few seconds to recover from it, I hope that Atlas is the hero.
I will say. I was about to say. I will say it's probably around about this time that Atlas has sort of crawled his way through the hole in the bag, because you're a big dude and the hole's not that big, so you sort of clamber your way through as you see Tyfari just kind of reeling, holding his head.
Yeah. Headache. Big welt is probably starting to form on his forehead.
Yeah.
Oh, this. What did you find here? This is some cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I found another book on from the mage of the tower, the owner. I'm guessing at least it's the owner. This one is more about how divination magic is connected to Bellator. I haven't really thoroughly studied it. I just had a quick glance through because we're kind of starving on time here. And then I went around and played with the thingamajig here, and it seems to be a telescope, so it enhances your vision. I've studied it a bit, and I've tinkered with it a bit, and I found that if you see a green shape, you need to yeet yourself out of here because it is gonna be painful.
No.
You are most welcome to try, but be warned. If you mess up, you're gonna mess up bad. It hurts a lot.
Just looking at it hurts?
Yeah, just looking through the telescope at a green moon.
Well, you shouldn't put your eyes so close, then.
No, this is definitely gonna impact my vision in a later age. Yeah, when I'm getting older.
Oh, too real.
Oh wait, I'm already old.
Too real.
These dead people.
You did make me curious. So what were you saying about green moons?
I could see all 4 of the moons. Lemon Lady, Azernine. I have the names here somewhere. Shit. Azernine, Ymir, and Ultar, and all the first 3 were fine. So the white moon, the blue moon, and the red moon. But when I saw the green moon, I was just studying it. What I saw something on the moon, and there was just this pulse of energy blasting me in the face, and yeah, it basically. I don't know exactly how much, but it feels as if I almost lost half my HP.
Oh. I can probably take that.
Well, you are more than welcome to try. I mean, I'm not stopping you.
But, well, they must have found a way to study them. Well, the people here are dead, so maybe not so successfully.
Yeah, I mean there has to be, and it might be in the book. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna camp close to here tonight. I definitely want to study the book more tonight.
Well, we gotta leave again on the ship by morning. But we did find a teleportation thingy towards here.
We have the gem. So.
Well, you haven't taken the gem. The gem is still there.
Oh. Give me 10 seconds and I will take the gem.
Well, we could leave it here and return.
Yeah, we definitely. I definitely want to return here. I want to know what's up with this place.
Yeah. Yeah, Shania too, I think. Do you know whose tower this was?
No, and yes, I know something about it, and I have a hunch that Janae also wants to pester me about it. So I would gladly tell you, but I think it's easier if we have a bit of a talk about it later when we're with the whole group.
That's fine.
All right. I will say that you have basically explored this entire Major Tower. Do you want to take the large blue sapphire in the teleportation room?
Well, I missed the session last week, but would I know if the gem is used to teleport back here, or is it something that I need to attune to?
You would know that the gem itself needs to stay in the room where the teleportation circle is in order for the teleportation circle to be able to be utilized. If the gem is removed, that teleportation circle is basically just nice scratches in the floor. After that.
Oh, right. That's it. It's the activating magic of the circle.
Yeah, it's the activating magic. It's the one that basically allows the circle to be utilized by other people. It is a circle that you teleport to, of course.
Yeah.
But without that gem there, the magic cannot be utilized.
Yeah, it's powerless, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alright, I will do something extremely out of character, and I will confer with the rest of the Scarlet Guard to what to do.
Alright, okay.
Incredible.
That's very out of character for Tyfari. Wow!
In the meanwhile, I cast invisibility and steal it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, okay.
There we go.
God,
there we go.
go.
There we go. Alright. I will say that by the time that Tyfari and Atlas have completed their exploration of the tower, and Farrell, Sykes, Shania, and Lyria have finished the burying and interment of the bodies, you will have all finally gathered at. Where would you have liked to have gathered? Either in the library, or would you have liked to gather outside? You tell me.
I would have been outside.
In the library. Makes sense.
Okay.
I think at first outside, and then noticing that Tyfari is not going to budge out of that library anytime soon. I guess we go back in there.
You all finally gather in the ground floor, or the first floor if you're American friends, of the tower, and share stories. Tell me.
Sure.
Hello, Tyfari. What have you found about this place?
Well, a lot of interesting things.
Do tell.
Mostly, it's belongs to a wizard. Sorry, I had to type something in Twitch chat. There was something going on in my head when I saw that note by Neil. But yeah, it's from a wizard. We've already fairly established that. I found 5 books that were more or less more interesting. 2 of which I was able to read because they were in Elvish. They're about divination magic. One of them is basically just a starter's guide. Divination magic for dummies, basically. And the other one goes more into detail about how divination magic is tied to the 4 moons of Malantar. And these are the other 3. And, Janae, I think you're able to read them because they're in some weird script that I do not know and no normal human speaks. And I present Janae the books.
They are written Infernal. They all have Infernal titles. The first of the books that you are presented with is called the Strigoi, and it's very clear that this is a children's book.
Yeah, I'm typing.
There's no worries. It's called the Strigoi. It's very, very clear children's book. In actual fact, all 3 of these books that you are presented with appear to be children's books in some way. The Strigoi has this. On the front page, has this horrible, twisted, bat-like tall creature that kind of seems to be sort of looming over this mouse. But this mouse is looking extremely cocky and is sort of looking backwards at this creature with this sly grin on its face.
Mouse hero.
Mouse hero. The second one is called the Brave Mouse of Redwall. And does not have a very clear picture on it. Although when you flick through it, sorry, that's what I wanted to say. When you flick through it, this is not a picture book, but the image on the front of it is a mouse in knight's armor. And the final book is called The Fox and the Hound. One of those books I will hasten to add is also a nod to my own childhood history.
Yes. Are we talking the old Fox and the Hound? Let's cry while you decide what's going on here. And they grow up together
it wasn't actually that book.
Opposite sides.
It wasn't actually that book I was talking about actually.
Different Fox and the Hound.
Different Fox and the Hound. Yes.
All right. Deal. Got it. Does anyone mind if I keep these?
I don't mind.
Well, I don't think the original owners of this place have a strong opinion one way or the other.
I agree. Maybe they. Well, there's no knowing now.
You could keep them, and if we find my brother, they have. Well, if I remember correctly, he owns a orphanage, and there are a good amount of tiefling children there, so that you could definitely tell stories about that.
On this continent?
Hopefully he could get them to safety.
Well,
this is about a couple decade knowledge that I have.
I take Ilaria by the hand once more and I squeeze it lightly and I say, things might not be the way you remember.
I know, it's just still shocking to me that this place became what it is. It's not supposed to be it. It's not righteous. Especially when we were in Vition, right? When we're Oh, yeah. Surprising to me that when I tried to feed the poor, they stopped me because of the class system. We were supposed to help each other out, not, prevent of help.
Speaking of help, thank you, all of you.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
Yeah, no worries.
Is there anything else to note, Tyfari, besides books?
There's a huge, giant telescope on the top of the tower, which I was able to investigate with thanks to Atlas here. Required some punching, required some falling, but we managed.
You found a machine that requires punching?
And falling?
Yes.
Oh, getting there.
And there's a big telescope on top, and I've been able to look through it for a bit, and I've been able to see all 4 of the moons.
Oh wow.
Weirdly enough, however, when I was able to see Altar, the green moon, out of nowhere I was hit with a massive force of what I think is some kind of energy, necrotic in nature. And it was fairly painful.
Aren't some of the moons on the other side of Malatar right now?
Roll me a nature check, please, Sykes.
No. I'm not smart. Go roll really high, please. Gotta roll really high. I rolled a 9, so it didn't get very high.
They're somewhere in the sky.
Yeah, but we don't see them right now, so they must be somewhere. How did you see them? Other than...
This is Illyria's personal check about her own history with her brother, GM.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, you said it was green, right?
Which?
Yeah.
That one moon, that's like green, and that dealt Tyfari necrotic
Oh yeah, that
damage,
was green.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, that's a green one,
that was green one. Yeah.
So, what was the name again?
Ulfar. Yeah.
That's a name I'm going to butcher. Thanks, GM.
Uthar.
Ulfar. Ulthar.
Uthar.
I even got the spelling right.
Gotcha.
Wow.
What?
You're
What?
you're talking about that green moon Althar?
This is correct.
Is that like a one-in-a-lifetime of sighting of that moon? This is very elusive.
I don't know. I am not very familiar with moons.
You would know that Ulfar is one of those moons that is not regularly seen.
Oh.
You'd know this. This is just general knowledge across the world. Ulfar is one of those moons that is generally not seen very often, and when it is often considered a harbinger of bad ill fortune.
Oh. In that case, I would like to rephrase my answer and say to Illyria, yes, well, commonly it is seen as it's a very rare sight to see, and it is also commonly a harbinger of bad times. And not even at the El Royale Casino.
I'll keep that whenever I look up in the sky.
There's no casinos in the sky.
If I remember
Sky
correctly,
Casino. There's that.
if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
I think Belnor was researching about that. I don't remember much about his discoveries before he went insane, but I think he was researching about that moon. I think it was somewhere in that timeline of him researching that moon. I began to see. Back then, I didn't see it, but now I've seen signs of him slowly growing insane, or well, having signs of not being himself.
Well, sanity has left this place a long time ago, so we no need to worry about that.
When we're talking about insanity, let's just say he made a pact with a very dark being to gain more knowledge from what he said.
You have some interesting family.
He's the only one in the family that we had to rip the name of the Rikus family. He's fallen. I don't know where he's at. I don't know what he's doing. Whenever there's something that's on his mind, he will be hell-bent of research.
Well, that
He's
seems to be a
always
theme. No, but none of us know where our family is at.
Yeah, but for him, I could care
I don't
less.
mind
He made his own
It's
path
really good.
up, so...
Oh, fair, probably knows.
So are we taking this
Last I
telescope,
per-
or... I'm sorry.
I don't think even I can carry that whole thing.
What am I carrying? What?
Well,
The telescope.
How big was it?
it was huge.
Like, it was basically
Yeah.
the whole floor.
Is
Yeah.
something Atlas can't lift? Is that a challenge? You've never lifted
Hey.
something that big. You don't even know if you can.
Sykes, before we get out of hand,
I'm getting
Please
out of here.
don't.
It's just a question.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
I think you can
I
lift
hate
the
to
floor.
admit it, but I don't think I can.
What if we
is
hope
there
to? What if Shanae helps?
is there anything else we need to be concerned about this place?
Funny that you mention it, because yes, there is something we need to talk about in this place.
Oh, alright. I don't
There's
like
that
the tone, but yeah.
teleportation circle with the gem in it, used to power the teleportation circle. I don't know, because, Janae asked me to investigate further to find out if I could see anything about the origins of the mage. About it. I still have one book that I need to study a bit more thoroughly, but from glancing it, there's nothing about the name of this mage in it. And do we want to take the gem with us to ensure if the mage is still alive, he can't come back here?
Here's the question. Since we can't lift this telescope, if you want to come... Because you'll be able to eventually teleport here. Because I think you're the only... You and Illyria, maybe, would be the only really people who could... Because you guys are wizards.
Well, I'm kind of a wizard, even though I was meant to fight with a sword, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm being considered as one.
I think you have to be a pretty distinguished wizard, so maybe if... You're kind of more of a fighter as well as a wizard, so maybe Tyfari could maybe do it one day. Would you want to teleport back here to look through the telescope again?
I
Or-
definitely want to go back here and invest. Oh, sorry.
No, or I was gonna say, or do you want to keep this mage, if he's still alive, from coming back here, knowing that, you know, maybe he can't come back here to do whatever he was looking at the sky to do?
Well,
In the
Yeah,
end, there is
those
other
ghosts-
ways to come back here, but so that's not, I think, not the main issue. I think the main issue that we want to ensure now is that if this wizard is still alive and kicking, he doesn't have a fast, easy way to come back, and at the very least, we can make sure that the bodies of the 3 people we found here are not desecrated.
Are there any papers here that might say the name of the wizard that lived here?
Here in the library?
I'm asking Tyfari because I'm not good at investigating.
No. I've not been able to find the name of this mage.
Well, maybe we should find out who it is so that maybe we can find out more about
That's-
them. See.
that's asking a very hard bargain if we're trying to find someone that we don't even know about.
Yeah, but if we find
plus,
important
given- but-
papers,
Illyria kind of looks around the place. I don't think he's been around since a very long time, and plus with how things are now,
that book that you
I
were
don't
trying to
think
copy,
he's not coming back here.
that book that you were copying, Illyria, do you still have it on you?
I still have it on me, but it's only about a spell, and that's it.
On the index, well, it was written. The spell was written midway, right?
The
Midway
spell
through
was
the
the
book.
last entry in this book.
Yeah.
There
So-
are blank pages after it, but it's the last entry in the book.
Let's go to the beginning of the book and see if it says anything about his first entry. Maybe he'll say something about who he
It's
is.
just like a little label. It's like owned by.
Yeah.
It's genuinely a very valid question. That's something you would definitely consider. But flicking through to the front of the book, there's no name.
Okay.
Yeah. It
It's
only
not
has
like a
the
journal,
spell,
it's-
and that's it, Sykes.
Gotcha.
All it does is damages you, but you can deal the damage back.
Yeah. Well, I just thought maybe that he would say who created the spell. If this was written in this book, maybe it was created by this guy. Maybe he'd want people to know who created it so he could get the fame.
Well,
we
given
could
how
go
this
look
place
through
is,
his
I don't
wardrobe.
think.
Maybe he has some patches or anything with symbols.
Like a name tag.
Do you
Badge.
have your name on your underwear, etc.?
Yes.
Very good. You know, if you ever
That's how he came up with the name Atlas.
accidentally lose your underpants, you can get them back again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but
Like,
you
I
know,
wrote it
nobles
on
they
my
walk
ass as
around
well.
with symbols and stuff on their clothes, right? So
Well, we've seen
maybe
symbols
that's
here.
for mages.
I
wrote it on
really
his
feel
donkey.
they don't.
About the teleportation circle, I think if this mage wants to return here, he can. Because, let's face it, a strong enough mage can cast this kind of spell without circle. The circle just makes it safer.
Maybe, yeah.
So,
Yeah, you make a good point.
if we want to use this place, I was just thinking, what if we go back to Fall at some point and we have to go back here in a hurry? Or what if we're beyond the mountains and we have to go back here? It would be a safe place. Safe enough anyway. But
well,
that only works if Tyfari, if you can eventually learn how to do this. I don't know if you can, or if you even want to.
Well, that's a whole different story that you're getting into now.
Okay, well,
But you know, if the need arises,
Tyfari
sure.
explodes the tower.
well, before we discussing this further, this place, it's out of seeing now. If we want to look at this as a safe place, a safe house, and if we want to use this place as a gathering ground, this could be a staging point. With anything, if everything goes wrong,
Yeah.
we could always come back here, reassess, and then
only
We
if
are on an
we know how to
island, right?
teleport.
only
Yes.
if we have transportation just to get off the side.
Yes, we'd have to get like a boat. I would have to
Yeah.
learn how to make boats.
Oh.
I can sail boats.
Well, if I learn how to fly one of these flying bastards, then I could definitely do it. I only know how to drive land stuff, so.
I've had experience with flying creatures, not flying vehicles, so. But I could always try.
Plus, we want to look for some that's not big as this, but smaller just for all of us. I'm not sure there's a ship like that, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Well, we've mentioned everything we could. I think we should leave it to Tyfari.
I think I hate it here. But yeah, let's keep the gem here then. I'll write down the thingy, the sequence of the runes and the pattern to know when to teleport back here. And if we have massive need and I know how and when to, sure, I can portal back here.
Right. Thank you for making that statement.
I hate it here even more now.
Yes. I feel like there's a man up there smiling at us. It is
Well,
more
so
ominous
far,
than
do you
Green
need,
Moon.
need
Green
do you need a quill and ink? 'Cause I got a piece of paper I could spare out of my painter's.
Oh, there was
no.
a magical quill and ink on a table there if you want to use that. I don't know what it does. But it was glowing when I was like looking.
Magic
with
ink
my-
quill?
Oh yeah. There were like several magical things and this was one of them. Well, it's over there. I don't think it was tossed when Sykes threw everything on the ground.
Alright, it's so you guys are currently in the library, but anyway, it's in
I'm
the laboratory.
pointing towards
You're pointing
the
upwards
laboratory.
towards the laboratory. Yeah, no, of course. Do you guys go and collect it?
Yeah, sure, I will.
Yeah.
Alright,
See
sure.
if Illyria can ritual identify it.
You
can also identify it.
Oh, you
Alright.
can too? Okay.
Do you take the time to identify to identify this?
So what
Maybe
time in
I'll
the
let
day
you-
are we?
Maybe when we
it
get back
is-
to the ship.
Deep into the
You've
night.
been here. I'd say that it's now getting into the early hours of the morning.
Woof.
Oh, we should get back
Yeah,
to the
we
ship.
should get back.
Oh, yeah, I'll just
We'll-
use a
take-
normal spell for it.
Okay.
I think we just lost a Zelma.
Yeah, Zelma, pop
Yep.
out.
Oops.
Yeah,
Uh,
get back.
And a Lydia as well. Are you still there, Lydia?
Yeah, my Zoom scratch.
There we go.
Yeah, there you are.
And
Oh,
you're
I'm
all
Atlas.
you're all in the wrong place. God damn it!
Oh, Atlas. I'm still the same.
You're still the same, but everybody else is not.
I'm here. Oh, there. I'm a wizard.
I want Tyfari.
I see how it feels now to get your nose poked constantly.
yes,
Sword.
yes. That's what it's like. But if you have a booger, you can really easily unlock it.
Yeah, you can easily get rid of it.
Why am I so big now? I don't. What's going on?
Let me just flip this around. There we go. Back to normal.
Alright.
Yay!
All right.
No.
So, you guys collect the rest of the stuff. You leave the blue crystal behind.
Yeah, I guess that's
yeah,
as far as
I
we
will.
get.
As I said, I said
of
I would.
course.
I write down the sequence.
Yeah, no, I know it sounded very ominous me saying that, but thank you for stating that you do take down the teleportation circle. Otherwise, I would have held that against you if you ever wanted to use that in the future.
I know you would. So
Exactly,
I think-
you're learning. You're learning.
I think Jeff said he was also using a spell slot for identify.
Are you using a
So
spell
we didn't
slot?
have to wait.
yeah, I'll just. Go
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Matter.
This is a this this ink pot is a mage's ink pot, and it has
What
unlimited
info? Sorry.
mage's ink pot. It has unlimited uses. Unlimited uses. It will never run out, and will turn regular what's it called? Regular paper into quality paper to use in order to be able to take down spells.
That saves a lot in costs.
Saves a lot in costs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's coming in the bag
That's
of holding.
definitely awesome.
Bag of holding. What bag of holding?
My bag of holding.
Oh, your bag of holding.
Yes,
Your
bag
own
holding.
Your own bag
No, we
that
don't
holds
have
things.
any other bag
Yeah.
of holding.
My bag that
Ed.
holds things, so it's a bag of
Your
holding.
bag that holds things. Sure. Okay. Cool.
It's amazing that you still fall. I this must be the 20th time I make.
I know,
bag of
I
holding.
still fucking
You
fall for
still
it.
fall for it.
I still fall for it.
Oh.
And there are other reasons why I fell for it this time. I will not get into them. So you guys all head back. You guys all head back, feeling very tired to the sky ship. It is the wee hours in the morning, and the sky ship is still very quiet. The crew the various members of the crew that wanted to get off the ship have all gotten off the ship and they're camping outside. What do you guys want to do? There's maybe 3 or 4 hours before sunup and before the sky ship begins to get ready to leave. Do you guys want to do anything particular? Awesome.
Meditate for 4 hours so I can get my rest.
All right.
Same here.
Cool. So you all decide to bed down for the night.
I
Yeah.
believe I owe two people a story.
Please.
I'll
Yes, you can tell us a bedtime story.
I'll grab a bottle of that stuff that
Severin.
yes, that from the bar, and I'll head over to Tyfari's room.
Okay.
Right. As for when everyone has gathered for the story, I will
This will be awake before to listen before I meditate.
Yeah. As
Same here.
you've at the very least, as Sinead noticed, I recognized the symbol of the mage tower that we were investigating today. You know, the 4 circles with the 12 stars around it, and
Okay.
that thing. I know it. I don't know to who the symbol belongs. But when I was when I was captured as a prisoner of war and they were torturing me, I know it's I assume it's a symbol of the mage. That's the owner of the tower. Because I know that correspondence that the guy who was torturing and experimenting and testing and all that upon on me, I know he was corresponding with the owner of the mage tower because there was the same symbol on letters he was writing. You know, the elf Nishta trend. So that's where I knew it from. So that's why I am also now very keen on going back and why I want to know more about it, because I want to find out who it is.
Okay.
Just to clear something up, this elf, this is the same we saw in Fall, in the throne room, yes?
Mr. GM. Yes, it was. Yes, it's him.
The same one that has been sending messages in Illyria's brain, yes?
Yeah, I guess so.
Once again, I'm going to say this. I am very sorry to have made a deal with the devil.
Oh, you're here too?
Oh, yeah, I did say that, but I guess my mic didn't pick it up. God damn it.
I presumed you would all be there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why I'm not very eager, because it's being tortured for a few years and then being stuck in a time bubble with no one else is not exactly my idea of a great time.
No.
Yeah.
Is there like a library or something where they collect all these major symbols so we could try to figure out who this symbol belongs to?
And there might be something in the college with college of mages. Sorry, but I'm not exactly well acquainted with them, since most of them are interested in either outright murdering me or continuing their experiments, because time magic is not something that is common. It's a I mean, you have all these schools of magic, and some are more common than others. And time magic or chronology, as Nishta calls it, is like a 1 in a trillion chance of finding a chronology wizard. So that they want to know, and that's also why Nishta was experimenting on me, because they want to create more of me, and well, in the end, I'm looking to stop him from creating more of me.
You couldn't do this before the experiments?
No, because normally wizards just have to study, and they're slowly being guided towards being able to cast their spells. You know, they're gently led towards their path. chronology magic doesn't work like that. Chronology magic is more like a spark that has to be activated, and Nishta was experimenting on how to activate that spark and seeing, well, how fast. It's basically, instead of, it's basically like a toddler, and instead of learning him to take his first steps and then walk and then run, they want to find a way to be able to make them instantly run the Olympics. I don't know if there's the Olympics in Malantar, but the equivalent of as
The Olympics.
Olympic Games.
Roll the history check.
Well, that's in the magical words, that's fucked up. On your side of things.
And that's why I'm trying to stop him.
So,
Well,
Nishta, that we know as Manus, had been corresponding with this wizard here.
Yeah, I recognize the symbol from letters and the stuff, packages and all that that Nishta was receiving.
It was generally letters.
I assume so, but still.
It was generally letters.
I wish I could help you more, Tyfari, in terms of my own stuff, but with things how it went over the empire that made me a slave, I do have a talent of magic, but it kind of deviates because I'm an elf, but I kind of sparked it for me. It's like blade singing or whatever. I never knew about it until I was asleep.
Nishta has also been communicating with my master.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've been able to gather after I escaped from the time bubble, he has his hand in a lot of things, and none of them are for the good of the realm or the people, and that's why I want him dead.
I want all of them dead.
Well, I do support you on that one, Tyfari, because I don't like the sound any of us do. It's not, to me, it's not justified.
I'll start pouring drinks.
Well, as you know by now, my life hasn't exactly been sunshine and rainbows, and Nishta is the sole cause of that, and that's why I want him. That's why I want to kill him.
My life is not full of sunshines and rainbows either, due to being a guard. My life is filled with enough blood.
So are you with us, Illyria?
Yeah, don't. Like I said, Lunar Brawl is not what it's supposed to. And it's not supposed to have this class system. It's not supposed to have any of this.
It's a different problem, though. Here, it is the gods that
Well-
rule. Or the people. And she spits on the ground with the word people.
Yeah, that's true too. Many problems that we have to deal with. We're a group of 6. Maybe that's why Nyan is trying to get you guys on that path.
I look at Atlas. I think this answers the question you asked a while ago.
Which one?
The one about what Tyfari really wants.
Yes. Revenge. and then what? Tyfari.
I don't care about anything else. I mean, I've let you know that I would like to reinstate Bunral to be a republic again, but that's just something that I want for the people. But what I want for myself, I don't have a dream about post revenge. If you want to know that, for now, I only have there's the revenge, and the only other dreams I have are bad and terrible ones. So, and I mean the bad ones are the ones I can deal with. I mean they're nightmares. They end eventually, and you wake up, they're gone. Terrible ones are the ones that are worse, because in the terrible dreams, everything's fine. I'm with my friends, with my family, my old company of soldiers. I'm just me. I mean, none of all the 70 years of torment and being stuck in time bubbles and being used as a guinea pig has ever happened. And sometimes I'm even married to the girl I love. Sometimes I even have, little kids running around. Once I even knew their names. In the terrible ones, everything's wonderful and normal and fine. And then I wake up and I'm still me, and those are the terrible ones.
That's a rough life. Those 70 years, I'm sorry that happened to you. I think it's like the same with me. I didn't know who I was when I first met all of y'all. I was broken. I was not to be here. I mean, oh yeah, Leary has her hoe down, so I wasn't supposed to be like this, and yet something went wrong. I was treated as a slave, expendable, cannon fodder. I don't have much memories of my servitude, forced servitude. But I do know that I probably did a lot of things I regret in that scum of an empire, but the way how it affected me, that was not the path I was supposed to take. I was forcefully on that path. I don't know if I could get my revenge. I'm trying to find my family, but if I was powerful, maybe. I was not supposed to be here with all of you. I was supposed to be in that flying city. I was meant to die in that empire.
Meant to die, then why are you here?
Maybe Nyan gave me the blessing of living.
I was gonna say, there's gotta be something important for you to do if you're still alive then.
What Nyan has taught to me after Kamala died, I was supposed to guide you folks to your path. What you deem is justful, and what you essentially assist your path. I'm not sure where my path may end up with all y'all, but I'm supposed to guide you. I'm not gonna bend it. I'm not gonna force you. All I'm doing is guiding you, helping as much as possible. Otherwise, back in that empire, I was not supposed to be here. Expendable. Destroyed my identity. Heck, I don't know, I'm not sure what my family's going to react when they see me as this. I was transformed
That's
into
the thing
this.
about Path Soleria. We take him one step at a time. And after we take your steps, we'll take Sykes' steps, and Tyfari and Atlas Farrell. Whatever steps you wish to take as well. But the thing about broken things is that we have to put them together again. We can't just leave things broken.
I
There
agree.
has to be a better way. This republic, I don't know it. But I would like to think with you about how to make this better.
A lot of things need to be better. This continent needs to be better. Everything before I was even this. It's not even the path I wanted. It's supposed to be peaceful. But after being kidnapped and broken beyond belief, broke me in a lot of ways. I'm not sure if I'm still me. I'm not sure what made me this is still inside of me. Just in dormant or whatever. I don't know if there's a day where I stop being me.
Well, there's only one thing you can do.
And what would that be?
Don't worry about it. You're fine as you've been. If you start worrying about it, you start making mistakes.
It's just as the inkling. That memory I told you about demons or whatever from the void. It's one of them forbidden memories. Memories I'm not supposed to even remember because my brain just doesn't want to register it.
It's a big, big puzzle, isn't it?
Whatever that means, those things up in that flying city, I was supposed to, who knows? Whoever made him, I was supposed to beat him, or something. I don't know. I'm not sure there's others like me out there, failings, as we're called.
But you're slowly getting your memory back, so that's good. I mean,
I already have most of my memories over 200 some years. But the lack of those 70 memories, 70 years of memories, I missed my mother, my kids, birthdays, my husband, everything. I missed everything. Holidays, people I knew. I'm not sure if they're alive.
That's a story we can all take part in. Everyone misses something. Some people for 70 years, some people for 20, some people for 7.
That's why I want things back of where they were. In this entire continent. That's all I want.
I don't want them back as they were. I want them better.
Yeah, better. Actually, yeah, that sounds more.
Well, but
the republic I want to build would be one based on ideas and tolerance and understanding, and not whatever this is, what it is now.
Changing an entire country is not going to be the same thing as gathering strength and, fighting someone and get revenge. That will take a lot more. You'll be responsible for God knows how many people.
I got about 600 sun years left in my tank. I think I could figure stuff out.
What we need is allies.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah, I know. We need allies, people we could trust.
Well, not just allies, also good ideas and capable people, and I don't think I know anyone capable of running the country. And I'll look all of you in the eye.
None of us
one by
should
one.
do that.
It's also not what I want for myself, but it's something I would like to see, and in the hands of capable people. Those who are champions of all peoples.
Then we must try and find them.
They are here
That's
somewhere,
take-
but I believe that the majority of the good people are currently cowering under the tyranny of the council, and that's the one that my fight is with, and all those who are cruel in their name.
I would definitely assist you in this country. It's not supposed to be this.
I feel like our path might cross them yet. Something in the wind.
We'll find them.
Well, fine.
With that
Meanwhile-
conviction, you all find rest. Some of you may drink yourselves into stupors, and some of you may go to rest with a clear head of alcohol, at least, free from alcohol, or drink enough in order to try and avoid what nightmares that they might have during the night. And the morning comes. Some of you very, very tired, some of you less tired, and the ship light begins to rise and proceed northwards into the sun to its next stop of Chen. And that is where we're going to end the session tonight, because it is now 9 o'clock. And that's where we normally do these things. Oh god, I would love to play longer with you guys, but we all have responsibilities and things that stop us from being able to play longer.
Man, I want to play longer as well. My God. I want more of this.
I want more of this too, but yeah, it's that don't
3
have
more
fun
hours
fun.
of political intrigue, come on.
Yeah, I'm up for an hour or two. I don't mind it. I've still got loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Still got loads of stuff. But yeah, with regards to those books, do you take the time to study them, or do you leave them? Do you want to leave that for the next session?
Me?
There are 2 books that have been taken.
Yeah.
One that Tyfari has, and one that Illyria has.
Oh, definitely. I want to learn more about this spell.
Okay. Do you want to leave that until next session, or would you like to know now? This goes for you as well, Jeff. Otherwise, we'll just wrap up as normal.
Next session.
Next session? Alright, let's leave until next session then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I knew this was going to be a heavy session, but I'm glad we had that. A lot of oh god, a lot of stuff. Love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Have you all
we
got-
need moments like these, my
Yeah.
guy. Sometimes we need
Yeah.
them.
You don't know. The only 2 of you have
Very
inspiration.
heavy,
Fuck
very
it.
calming.
Everybody, please take inspiration for that session. That
Yay!
was fucking amazing. Please. I loved every moment of that. I have no memorable moments. It's the yes. Do any of you guys have any memorable moments in particular? I don't know who to start with.
I strongly enjoyed like the dichotomy of like on the one hand Atlas, the man who punches through a trapdoor, on the other hand Atlas asking about like deeper questions about how to govern a land after you've overthrown the government. It's like there's a little bit of this man. It's yeah.
Well,
Deeper-
it's
deeper
just asking questions, the surface questions, right? Like, do I see, like I said, do I see anyone capable of doing that? No.
Hell
so
no.
he's got questions.
Atlas
Oh,
is
and,
Atlas
To get
is
some
a
Tyfari backstory.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really good to get
I
some
wanna-
Tyfari backstory.
I would have given Illyria the bowstring back just to.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, Atlas is actually a very, very insightful individual. He's not the
No,
brightest. He's not the brightest button.
He's not insightful. He just asked the right questions. Because he doesn't know the answers to them. He doesn't
could be.
have insights himself towards it.
It's what's the word? It's like he has the insightfulness of a child.
It's some precocious curiosity.
Yeah, that's that sort of English phrase of out of the mouths of babes.
And barbarians.
And barbarians. Have to add that in there. Out of the mouth of barbarians. That is exactly what Atlas is. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
In
Lots
my
of
experience, stupid people ask the smart questions.
They really do. They really do. It's the intelligent people who don't ask them.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so we're gonna go raid somebody tonight, because that's what we do at the end of that's what we do at all these streams. Arty Fakes. Hey, they're Chaotic Questers Season 2. We're gonna go and raid Arty Fakes because they're doing playing Dungeons and Dragons and they're awesome.
Nice.
That's what we're doing.
Yay.
Basically that. So, guys, go over there, give them some love, give them some likes, give them raids, give them all the follows, that wonderful stuff that I know you guys are all capable of doing. I'll be back tomorrow with some. What am I playing tomorrow?
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
That's what I'm playing. Thank you, Jeff. You know my schedule. I don't know my schedule.
It was a guess, honestly.
I played that. It's more RPG, more role-playing stuff, and this time I get to be a character and. Well, I don't actually. I just get to play somebody else's character. But hey, whatever. I get to play something and have some fun with it. So I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. with that. And then on Sunday, we'll have more D&D with the Motley Mercenaries crew. A quite significantly reduced crew. But we'll have there's plenty of stuff that we can be doing in that time. Because I received a whole bunch of notes from one of my players saying this is what they want to do. So I have my next session prepared for me. It's wonderful. It's great. I barely have to do anything. So yeah. We're back on Sunday with that, and then next week is another stream. Probably all this stuff again. So
Yay!
Yay.
catch you in another stream. Anyways, guys. Yeah. Anyways, guys, do take care of yourselves, love yourselves, and love each other as much as you can, and take care of yourselves. And we'll see you again in another stream. Bye.
Bye. Bye.